listening to Breakfast with Tiffany with your host, Tyffanie Morgan.
Well, hello there, my little sweet peas, my little love muffins from all around the big blue world. This is your hostess, Miss Tyffanie Morgan, calling to you live from Kingston, Ontario, Canada, the home of limestone and the home to me, Miss Tyffanie Morgan. That's right, sweet peas. That's right. How are you doing, sweet peas? How are you doing? I'm looking at this. I'm like, what is that? Oh, there we go. Okay. Welcome to Breakfast with Tiffany. It's a little diatribe, a little, look into the crazy mind of Tyffanie Morgan, drag queen gardener extraordinaire here in Kingston, Ontario. And I am Canada's first podcasting drag queen. Breakfast with Tiffany started so long ago. There was a break, I will freely admit. I call this season 2. And then after today will probably be season 3. But, first podcasting drag queen. I used to have radio shows on CFRC 101.9 FM, Campus Community Radio, CFRC.ca, and Breakfast with Tiffany Season 2, as I call it, started up again during lockdown because, hey, it was all about creating online live content. Oh, thank you, my friend. All hail the queen of the airwaves. Yes, thank you. All hail the queen of the airwaves. But yeah, so we're sitting in lockdown, and I'm like, yeah, let's do some online streaming. Let's do some, interacting. People were just kind of like, I don't know about you, but when you're isolating alone in your house by yourself or with family or something, you're like, oh, if I can tune into my friend Tyffanie going live on her Facebook and on her like Instagrams or whatever, going live on there, that's a great way to connect. So that's why Breakfast with Tiffany started up again. And then quickly CFRC was like, oh, we want you. We want you because you can actually record audio fairly well in your house by yourself. Unsupervised, and you know the rules, and yeah, let's do it. So again, there we are. Suddenly Breakfast with Tiffany was on CFRC 101.9 FM as well. But this is the last episode of Breakfast with Tiffany on CFRC, and the last episode that I'm going to be recording live on my social medias for not on a weekly basis anymore. So I know, squish, 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 tears. It's the end of an era, as they call it, an end of an era. I am leaving the family at CFRC. I intend to keep Breakfast with Tiffany running at some, but on my own kind of schedule, not on a weekly basis. I don't know if you've noticed, Sweet Pea, but Tiffany sometimes struggles to get some of the programming done. Like I feel guilty. This is not about you. It's not about you. I feel guilt when I don't have like a guest for you, because guests are great, or having a special segment, or even being able to just interact with you and stuff like that. And things have changed. I doing a weekly show, especially when I have a full-time day job and also a second-time almost full-time day job as well, or a nighttime job, I should say. The drag is really big, and I have lots of ambitions. Let's just be honest here. It's not about taking over the world. I've already taken over Kingston. I have no intention of taking over the world, but I do want to kind of solidify my little segment of the world. I want to really focus on the things that I want to see for my future, sort of thing. And one of those, if I dare say it out loud, is, and I'm going to do it because I feel like I've been keeping this secret from friends and stuff, because it's one of those, like, it's a dream, but I don't know, in my mind I'm like, sometimes you're like, oh, don't share the dreams because they may come to haunt you later on. But no, this is. I feel like this dream needs to go out into the world because I want to open up Shay T's, Shay T's kind of drag bar. I want to have a drag bar somewhere in and around Kingston. I for a long time I was looking, just this is a it's at this point it's at fantasy stage. This is at stage fantasy. I'm putting this out into the world. Maybe it'll come back to me. But I want to get Shay T's drag bar. I want to get a drag bar, Shay T's drag bar somewhere in and around maybe in the county, maybe even in Gananoque. Gananoque is so very vibrant. Somewhere. I've looked at venues downtown and stuff like that. Just looking, trying to price things out, and the imagination goes and stuff like that. But currently, because downtown it's like you're guaranteed you're always going to have an audience all year long, sort of thing. But then I was like, well, maybe we could, if we bought like a farm. If we bought a farm with a barn on it, we can have Shay T's in the barn, and it be like kind of a seasonal drag venue, during the spring, summer months, maybe even into fall, sort of thing, and then shut down for the winter because recoup. But that's also because, and the reason why I started thinking about that is that. Because I'm really, really kind of excited about marrying drag queen and gardening together. Drag queen gardener. There is someone who's 25 years old, over in the UK who's found how that marries together, and is very beautiful. But I got to figure out how it marries for me, how it kind of connects for me, and I'm like, well, if it's out at the farmhouse or something, I can have like a little greenhouse, a commercial, like a mini little commercial greenhouse. Even I would love to just do up a garden, do up a formal kind of viewing garden sort of thing where people, in between breaks can walk through, maybe take some Instagram photos. Because it's all about the photos, isn't it, Sweet Peas? It's all about the Instagrammable moments. Just have some sort of formal kind of garden, and just being able that's how that kind of marries together. Anyway, so I am not. My head is not up in the clouds. I do know that there's that dream, and there's going to be a long process on getting to that dream. And I've reached out to a couple friends of mine, and they've shared some stuff about operational costs and stuff like that for opening up a drag bar. But I'm like, well, okay, I really have to just sit down and figure out, okay, what is that dream, in dollars and cents, and how does that, and then there's that plan, but then there's the actual project plan. Like, how do I get from today to the future? And that's one thing I am struggling. Like, I'm struggling with it all. I'm just struggling with it all. I am not. I'm very impulsive person. I don't know if you know this, Sweet Peas, but Miss Tyffanie Morgan is very impulsive, and don't really think too much before I jump into something. So I'm like, okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. We're gonna have to work on that. 10 minutes in, I'm already I'm talking about the future. This is the future. But Breakfast with Tyffanie, like I think if I do, if I do stuff, I think I'm just gonna stick to the video, because my podcast is hosted on Anchor FM, and Anchor FM is, so if you want to listen to the past episodes of Breakfast with Tyffanie, go to at least season 2, go to Anchor FM, and yeah. Oh, do I have that up here? Yeah, go to Tyffanie.com actually too. All my podcasts are there too. Tyffanie, TYFFANIE.com. but they also allow video. They also allow video on there. So I'm like, oh, because if I suddenly, like, get to interview some famous drag artist or someone out there, and we can just do a video and then upload it, I think that'd be nice. I think going to video would be nice. Audio is good too. But I also still have what's the maple tea that I religiously kind of work with Rowena Way. So I had two podcasts on the go. Every week we would do two recordings and I would do two edits and all that kind of stuff. So I'm yeah, another reason why I'm like, let's step back. But you can listen to the Maple Tea on themapletea.ca. What's the Maple Tea? Themapletea.ca on iTunes, Spotify as well. Now that is not necessarily for like family friendly kind of audience because there is a lot of swearing and some of the innuendos, more less innuendo than very blatant, if you know what I mean. Speaking between the lines here for radio. So, and that's with Rowena Way, the Queen of Wheat here in Kingston, and myself, Miss Tyffanie Morgan. So, yeah, I do love and enjoy that program as well. So you can, if you love my voice, if you're like, I need to just know that there is that other outlet available. And again, you're listening to Breakfast with Tyffanie with me on CFRC 101.9 FM, as well as on my podcast on Tyffanie.com, TYFFANIE.com. So yeah, it's the end of an era, sweepies, the end of an era. I have some show notes. I do try to make some show notes and be like, oh, let's talk about that. Oh, Gardening Hero. Hey, if you're a member of the Kingston Horticultural Society, I'm a member as well. Just renewed my subscription. So, if you're looking to volunteer a Gardening Hero, give me a call or just put in the application with me. Living the garden life, because this is the year of the garden. 2022 is the year of the garden, and there's a lot of amazing stuff going on about that. And there was calls out early in the year to grow, therapeutic garden. There still is need for therapeutic gardening. I love the idea of therapeutic gardening, and that's a very broad kind of thing. But it's anything that gives you and others kind of like some peace of mind and stuff like that. So that could be growing some heavily scented plants like lavender is actually very calming sort of thing, but also just the act of getting volunteers to get their hands in the soil and doing some gardening, because that in itself is therapeutic as well. When you are gardening, you are, there is studies out there. You're lowering your stress levels. What cortisol? Is it cortisol? I can't remember. Those levels drop, significantly, and also some smells may not be seen medically as reducing stress, but whenever I smell thyme, it reminds me of my great grandmother's kitchen. She had so much dried thyme. I guess she must have cooked with it too. I don't remember her cooking with it, but I just remember her kitchen. It was just like they had the fireplace going, and I paused because I'm like, what was that noise? There was a big old noise. There was, it just smelled of it, and it just then bringing me back to that moment. It's just like, oh, that's just, you're safe, you're warm in great grandmother's kitchen. I love it. So, anyway, so yeah, go check that out. Put my name in. I will also say that, the gardening. So when we're talking about gardening, we also think about the tomato contest. So this is my last video. my last Breakfast with Tyffanie on CFRC 101.9 FM, where I can talk about the heaviest tomato contest with Carson Arthur. So Carson Arthur, who is a friend. He's a friend. If we can jab each other, we must be friends then, right? He's a TV gardener personality. You see him sometimes on Cityline, HGTV. He has his own lovely Carson's Garden and Market out in the county. I think it's technically Welland. I'm not too sure, but anyway, go check that out. He also has his own radio show on another radio station out in Quinte, and it's the program he runs is called Take It Outside with Carson Arthur. That's Take It Outside with Carson Arthur. So the two of us are doing a tomato grow. Between the two of us, we're trying to figure out which one of us can grow the heaviest tomato. And then we have our own little prize. So if I win, he sings with me some karaoke online. Well, we may do another broadcast of that. So who knows? We'll see but if he wins, then I have to do some sort of drag show on a patio somewhere in the county. So I'm a little nervous. Because he got seeds through his personal connections with Martha Stewart's personal gardener and all that kind of. Oh my God, let me tell you. And the last photo he shared with me of his tomato, of the largest one, it was like 18 inches round. And that was like 3 weeks ago. So we'll see. Anyway, but if you are growing a heavy tomato, and you're like, oh, this tomato might just beat all the others out there, because we have extended the contest to everyone out there who's listening to me right now. Go to Tyffanie.com. That's TYFFANIE.com. The contest kind of rules are there. So grow a heavy tomato, any variety, it doesn't matter, whatever. If you think it's the heaviest one, put it on a kitchen scale, take a photo of it, and send it to the Take It Outside with Carson Arthur on the Facebook page. Take It Outside with Carson Arthur. The details are on Tyffanie.com. Make sure to say how heavy it is and, who your name, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we've already received, when I say we, I mean Carson, because I don't deal with his Facebook page. But he's already received some amazing tomatoes outside. Yeah, I'm just going to quickly check this out on his Facebook page, because he posts them on the Take It Outside with Carson Arthur Facebook page. So the leader thus far in the heaviest tomato contest is the tomato is 2.37 pounds. That's right, 2.37 pounds. It's 1,076 grams. It's a heavy one. It's massive. And when I look at it, I'm like, wow. I'm not too sure what variety it was right now, but yeah, insane. But then there were other ones posted as well. There was like this big Whopper that was 741 grams. Like, yeah, it's just really insane. And yeah, if you got something that's heavier than 2.37 pounds, you take that photo, you take the photos, put it on the kitchen scale, take the photos, and you go to Tyffanie.com for all the details. You gotta use a hashtag Grow with Pride. You gotta also tag Craftsman Canada. Oh, and why would you do that? I forgot to mention that. Why would you take a photo, add it to Take It Outside with Carson Arthur? Why would you do that? Because the heaviest tomato out of everyone out there who does all those sort of things, you could be eligible to win $850 worth of Craftsman tools. $850 worth of Craftsman tools. That's right, sweet peas. That's right. Like, wow. If what I could do with $850 worth of Craftsman tools. Oh, we got a comment here. Maybe his girls will eat his tomato. Fingers crossed. You never. I'm hoping more that the goats. He has goats at Carson's Garden and Market. He has got goats. I'm half hoping those goats just somehow get out of their enclosure and eat that tomato, because, you need more. If one squirrel takes one bite out of that massive tomato, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. But if like one goat eats half the tomato, I think that'll make a really big difference. I'm not wishing any ill will. I am not wishing. Do not get me wrong. I wish no wrongdoing. But if Mother Nature decides to, make me the winner, it's, whatever. So yeah, Thank you, Carson, because he's like, oh, what about growing tomatoes and stuff? I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I've been really stuck into this tomato growing thing. I'm working on another short video because I love Instagram Reels. I'm obsessed with Instagram Reels. I am not obsessed with TikTok. I don't think, does anyone out there actually use TikTok? I feel like it's outside my spectrum. Like I'm not seeing a whole lot of gardeners on there. I'm not seeing a whole lot of like drag queens, really. I don't know. Maybe it's whatever I'm liking is inappropriate, or I don't know, whatever it is. But I'm not finding TikTok is getting my content out there quicker and on a bigger platform. Like I have like 3,000 views on my little TikTok video. Sorry, on my little Instagram reel of me at Carson's Garden Market, where I'm like telling the goats, please eat the tomatoes. I've had over 3,000 looks on that. On TikTok, it's 300. Like, Anyway, but I'm obsessed with making these little short reels, and I'm in the works right now of doing something where I'm like, oh, okay, so once you grew your tomato, what do you do with the tomatoes? Once you've grown them, and you're like, oh, well, this one's not a winner. What do you do with them? Well, clearly you gotta cook them and eat them and stuff like that. So I have a recipe. I have a recipe that Tyffanie has of making something, and I'm making a video for that. And of course, because it's an Instagram reel, it has to be under 60 seconds. So it's going to be a very quick, like, how to make this. I'm not telling you on Breakfast with Tyffanie. Okay, maybe I will, because I hopefully will have it done by the end of this week and published on my Instagram. Go to Tyffanie.com to find my Instagram details. But yeah, it's going to be Tiffany's marinara sauce. And let me tell you, it does take a little bit of a while. 'Cause I was over that stove for over an hour. For cooking from fresh tomatoes has a lot of water, so you do need to reduce it. But anyway, but I will share you that recipe on Instagram. And maybe also on YouTube as well. Maybe on YouTube too. Sweet Peas, you're listening to Breakfast with Tyffanie with me, Tyffanie Morgan, gardening drag queen extraordinaire, drag queen gardener extraordinaire, gardening drag queen extraordinaire. Well, whichever one. On CFRC 101.9 FM. This is my last day on CFRC. Oh, my last day. End of an era. But, like I said, find me on Tyffanie.com. Just go to Tyffanie, Tyffanie.com. I think people are like, you mentioned that a million times already. I'm like, yes, I have, and I will, because this is my last show on CFRC. I will say it a million times. But I will also say, if you are interested in drag shows and drag events and all that kind of stuff in Kingston and the surrounding area, you best go to dragshow.ca. That's dragshow.ca. Very easy to search. I run that website, and I post a lot of upcoming shows going on in and around Kingston. So tonight, Wednesday, the 24th, if you're listening to this on my Facebook right now, I'm going to be at the waterfront in Napanee this evening. But if you're getting this on C4C, that's over. There would be bingo at Daft on Thursday, August the 25th. There's going to be more out in the county. Queers and Wines Night, featuring me, Tyffanie Morgan, and Rowena Way on Saturday, August the 27th at 6:30. That's going to be in Consacon in the county. Get your tickets ASAP because space is limited. Dare's Royal Variety Show is happening on September 3rd in Gananoque. There's going to be a river, a boat cruise drag show also on the 3rd in Brockville. Open stage at the Grad Club the first Wednesday of every month. So September 7th, there's going to be one of their Out of This World. So my sister Lilith Kane is bringing Last Rose from Toronto, Daredevil FM, and myself at Daft Brewing on Friday, September the 9th, 8:30 p.m. start. Get your tickets through dragshow.ca. Excuse me. I also just got word, and I haven't gotten it out yet, but Taiwan On Creativity Bar is also hosting a drag show. And, sorry, not a drag show. What's the word I'm looking for? It's going to be a drag event, a drag happening with Rowena Way. Of course, she's taken over the entire Kingston town, I tells you. But I'm funnier, aren't I? I'm funny. So it says, come and learn to paint a queen with Rowena Way. Guaranteed to be a great night of entertainment. Get your tickets, as Rowena is very popular. So that's the 16th of September. That was just announced on 7 p.m. That's Friday, September 16th. The queen that they're going to be painting, who do you think they're going to be painting? They're going to be painting me. They're going to be painting me. So I don't know if that is some sort of like assault on me and my brand. Do I send them the cease and desist letter now or after it happens? I tease. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm supposed to go in there and be a model. Be a model. But hey, it's gonna be. Oh, and Lady Boom Boom. Oh my gosh. How could I forget? So, Lady Boom Boom is coming to Kingston. Have you heard that name recently? Because she was eliminated from season 3, Canada's Drag Race season 3 right now. She was eliminated, not this week, but the last week. And amazing queen from Quebec City. Oh my gosh, just look. I was quite shocked. That they were eliminated. But yeah, here comes the Boom Boom Drag Show. For some reason, the banner is not working on it right now. But here comes the Boom Boom. Lady Boom Boom from Canada's Drag Race is coming to Kingston on September 22nd. Tickets are available. Go on to dragshow.ca. That's dragshow.ca for your tickets to Lady Boom Boom. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be, hosted by Rowena Way. I'll be there as well. Octavia from Napanee will be there. Daredevil FM. It's going to be an amazing program. So check that out. And again, go to Tyffanie.com to find Tyffanie Morgan, where she is. I have my events there, podcasts, links to my Instagram, links to my YouTube. Find me on there, tyffanie.com. But sweet peas, it's that time. It's that time for me to say goodbye. So CFRC, thank you so much for picking up this little drag queen in town here during our journeys. But things are changing, and I'm really looking forward to the future. I hope you are too. So I give you my love. Mwah. You stay safe now. The one thing about doing this online, live, is I can just, talk about it afterwards, too. So, Al, thank you so much for this this moment here. I really do appreciate it. I started Breakfast with Tyffanie up again just because it was something to do during the week, just to connect people, a lot of people don't, I'm sure you know this, that a lot of people don't, they want to feel connected. seeing someone that they know on a screen sort of thing, but they don't necessarily want to be participating in something like that. Like, I've seen that, during this entire pandemic, it's just been eye-opening that there's some people who are very willing to be on the stage, I guess you can say it, on the stage, and some people are very comfortable with just, just observing and sitting back, and that was one way for me to try to connect and keep people together, sort of thing, and also trying to keep myself together mentally as well, because you're like, oh, every week I have to do this sort of thing. It was a nice kind of schedule. But now that things have changed so much, and I have plans for the future, the plan for the future is not like what kind of pajamas I should be wearing tomorrow, because we're not in lockdown anymore. Things are changing. So I want to look forward to the future. I want to, plan for the future. I want to, and things are changing. I'm in the office 3 days a week now, physically in the office. So, things started getting a little challenging to be able to record 2 podcasts and stuff like that. So, and I feel like my attention for this could be directed to other things. All performers need an audience. Well, that's true too. And my audience, let's just be honest, the audience has, today's program, there was like 6 people watching at any time on all the social media channels. So, that was one of my highest ratings in the last 4 months, because things are changing for me, but also things are changing for the audience out there. They're not sitting around their house, getting the notification at noon on Wednesday that Tyffanie online live, doing a recording of Breakfast with Tyffanie. So that's changing for them as well. So I felt like it's just time to move on. Time to move on. So yeah, you will also see probably in the coming weeks that I'll probably be purging all the videos from Facebook of Breakfast with Tyffanie. I'm not too sure about YouTube. Quite a few of them are on YouTube. Not all of them are on YouTube. Quite a few of them are on YouTube, but yeah, I think they just need to be, this season 2, as I call it. Just needs to be as an audio podcast on online. So listen to me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that kind of stuff. You'd be like, hey Alexa, play Breakfast with Tyffanie on Spotify. We'll see if she does that.
Breakfast with Tyffanie Radio from Spotify.
Ooh! Is it gonna play? Oh, there's another. Alexa, stop. There's another Breakfast with Tyffanie, but it's spelled differently. Anyway, all right, I'm out of here. Mwah. You stay safe now, sweet peas. Bye-bye.